Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good evening and welcome back to the Kop TV after what was a hugely uneventful 0-0 draw at Anfield between Liverpool and Manchester United. We were all saying Liverpool going to win, we're going to come out strong, we're going to give them the pace thing. Today it was just boring. It was very uneventful, like I mentioned, and really and truly, we were lucky to come away with even 1 point in the end. United having a couple of near scrapes there towards the end. Big Alisson keeping concentrated and keeping those shots out from Pogba and Bruno. But guys, listen, it doesn't mean to say that I'm still not going to get two great guests on, does it? And I've only gone and got the double D combo. There's the first D. There's Doyle, a.k.a. Doyle, a.k.a. Doyle. And then we've got Darren Whelan. How are we, fella?
Good, lads. Good to see Doyle and Alex. Happy birthday, buddy. Just said I'd get that out as well.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I mean, listen, lads, the birthday could have been a lot better if today we showed a bit more fight in the title. No goals in 3 games, lads. We're going to start with Doyle. I mean, what is it? Because we have the players now. That's obvious. They've been proving how good they are for the last 3 to 4 years. We have the players. What is it? And a big shout out to the guys in the comments wishing me happy birthday as well.
I think it's coming down to our centre-backs. You know, I know we're not scoring goals, but what I feel like is Trent and Robbo not contributing the way they used to. And that's because they don't have the confidence that they had leaving Virgil and Gomez at the back defending there. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes their decision making a bit different. So they'll go for a safer pass rather than one that's, you know, going to be cutting through. And that's not meaning to say that they didn't play well, because they did. It's just, I don't know what's the matter with us, lad. We can't score, and this is what's worrying, right? We didn't really create many chances. Bobby had two chances to pass the ball wide for a chance, and he never. I just don't understand what we were doing, lads. The only shining light in that game really was Thiago. He is fantastic. He's the best football player on the football pitch, like. But still,
unbelievable.
This is painful to watch, brother.
Doyle mentions it there, Darren. I mean, Trent, for example, 3 assists in 26 games now. I mean, there was a point where he was pretty much picking up an assist every game a couple of years ago. I mean, he's not in form, but who is in form? I mean, who is going to pull us out of this mess and score the next goal, Darren?
Well, it seems to be a regular thing when I come on here, and we're all that bit disappointed, but we're all praising Thiago and how good he is. And again today, particularly the first half an hour, he was sensational. Scintillating Thiago. I mean, you know, again, I go back to how bad of a miss he was when we had him out. Look, the assist kings, Robbo and Trent, disappointing. They're obviously not flourishing as good as what they once were, and that was last season and at the start of the season. But I always go back to, lads, look, the competition for the front three isn't there with Jota out. You know, we know there's a big drop-off for Origi, Minamino. We know Shaqiri is at the best of times injured, you know, so he hasn't even been in there. Oxlade-Chamberlain's been injured. So there has been no stern competition. I know we can say, well, yeah, they're world-class players and they've done it time in, time out, but that's the problem. They do it all the time. They're over-reliant on, and not having that competition, not having those players to give them that little bit of a kick or reality check, you know, it's not easy for them either, because you can't rely on the front three game in, game out to keep getting your goals, to keep getting assists and keep being the ones that are a nuisance. It's going to happen where that doesn't happen, and that's what's happening at the moment. So the sooner we get Jota back, obviously, the better, because he was in surging form just obviously before he went out injured. So look, all round I thought today was positive performance-wise and defensively for a change. I thought we were really strong defensively. Midfield before the game, the pundits were talking about midfield never played well today. I thought Gini was Gini, as he always is. Thiago scintillating again, and as well as that, he's not as match fit as what we'd like him to be. He's only going to get better. And Shaqiri, being out for a long time, hasn't started a Premier League game since we last beat United in, was it 2019 December? So it just shows the lads put in at the deep end. They've done the job. But our problem today was that for them first 20-30 minutes when we were right on top, we didn't score. And that's really, for me, the overall result. What happened, you know. That's
Doyle, I remember you talking to you in the week about this game, and I kind of did mention that it's the kind of game that we had to score early in, because the longer the game goes on 0-0, they're still in the game, and the longer it goes on 0-0 and they're still in the game and they nick a winner at the last kind of 10 minutes, the pressure's totally back on us, which they nearly did. But I mean, what is it about first half an hour in games so far in the last kind of 4 to 5 games that we just haven't really been at the races. It's almost like, you know, we wish the first half was an hour, because we kind of come into our own with you know 10, 15 to go in the first half. Why can't we get ourselves up for it in the first 30?
I don't understand. I feel like the overload just isn't as good as it was. Our counter-attacking just isn't as good as it was. Our high pressing just isn't as good as it was. And I feel like it's coming all from the back. I literally do. I just feel like these two centre-backs being gone is really showing now. They were world-class. And what they do is give you a structure to the team to allow them other players to be, you know, take risks and play them balls. And we just aren't able to do that anymore, because we've always got to make sure that people are covering at the back, because we've got such a weakened defence. And Man U nearly scored towards the end of the game. He had 2 chances, which was just Alisson kept us in it, didn't he? So I don't even know what chances we had. What chances did we make today?
Well, yeah, I mean, not many chances that we can go through and really list, but I mean, Firmino had one where Robertson's crossed it to the back post in the second half, and Maguire's got a little touch and it takes out for a corner. Could have been a lot sharper there. You mentioned that Firmino had Robertson on his left-hand side open in loads of space, didn't pass it to him. Thiago had a shot from distance. Salah just was not at the races today. Mane wasn't really either clinical. And it came down to maybe Thiago with that long effort. That was probably the one shot that's forced De Gea into the most trouble. But that's not good enough. And the most frustrating thing for me, and please do let us know in the comments if you agree. And remember, if you do want to definitely have your comment read out, do drop us a little super chat. It always helps. And it's my birthday as well. So if you're feeling extra generous, drop us a little super chat in there. But what I would like to say is it's disappointing when you're watching a game like that, when you are the home team, but there's no intensity. And I don't know how you recreate that, but it's definitely lost from us in the last 4 games. When you're the home team, you need to be snappy pressing, snappy passes, punchy, and really on the front foot. And I actually said out loud, me and my missus are watching it, 75 minutes, I said, how are they on top of this game now? It felt like the game was drifting away from us. And apart from a couple of last-ditch tackles, Darren, they could have won that in the end.
I think what happened today was the longer the game went on, the more just United felt okay with a chance. And you often hear Gary Neville saying on Sky he hated going to Anfield with the fans there. Obviously, no fans there now, so it's not the same. Not where it is. We get that. But the first 20, 30 minutes, we were dominant. We were on top. We didn't create a lot of clear-cut chances, but we were in around there at 18-yard box, 6-yard box. We were passing through them. Defensively, we were so strong. We were winning, intercepting every second tackle. We were really good, lads, at the start of that game. But when United got through that, they weathered the storm. You know, they just grew in confidence, and they just felt, well, you know, we're not quite at ourselves today, but we're still in this game. And the longer the game goes on, the longer they were in it. It was like when we played West Brom at home. You know, the longer that game went 1-0. So, you know, back a couple of years ago, I remember a few seasons ago, we weren't that good defensively. We were blowing teams away 2-3 goal leads. You know, teams often come back into it, and then we'd probably only win by a goal or 2, but we'd absolutely come out of floodgates. Today, we just weren't clinical, lads, and that's the bottom line. If we'd have been clinical, if we'd have got a goal in the first 20, 30 minutes at any stage of the first half, I think we would have won that game. We might have even get a second or third in the second half. And football winning, it's all about confidence. If you're confident, you can score from an overhead from 18, 20 yards out. But when you're not confident, you can miss an open goal from 2 or 3 yards out. So it's a big defining moments, lads. And it was just unfortunate for us today, because I think overall, performance-wise, and back to defensively, we were okay. We were sound today. I wasn't worried today. The only slight worry I'd say, and it's nothing major, is that we weren't clinical. And it's again another game without it. But hopefully this is just this little blip we're still going through, and get Jota back, get a bit of competition there with the lads. And, you know, we're only going to get better, lads. That's the thing. The front 3 are going to get goals, won them, and we'll see where the confidence goes from there. But I'm not at all concerned. And I'm on this show all the time, and I'm saying, don't worry about Man United, Liverpool are grand. And you do the accent great, by the way, Alex. So it's more comical listening to you. But United are not sustainable what they're doing, lads. They're not winning the league. So if I'm taking that from this game, and you can see Bruno Fernandes and Pogba, as good as everyone's been going on about them lately, they do nothing off the ball, and that's why they wouldn't beat the Liverpool team. So I'm not worried. That's not the takeaway today. United ain't winning this league. City are going to thump Palace later on, and then it'll be again a blue half of Manchester that will come out. So it's I'm not concerned at all.
I feel like City are going to take this league now. That's what I feel. I feel like today was probably a pivotal moment in our season.
It's hard to say. I think it's. I'll be honest with you.
We're not scoring goals, lad, and we're not even creating chances either, which is the point. If we're creating chances and not scoring them, that's a little bit different, lad. But we're not creating chances. You know, this game, I don't remember one that we've done. That
point here
no
from.
cohesion.
Point here from Jay, Darren, we've had 7 draws, mate. Are you not concerned? I mean, I completely understand everything you're saying about how United might not win. Doyle makes a point there to say, well, now City are going to look at that today and think, well, we'll just walk this now. 7 draws is concerning, Darren. You have to admit. That is something that should not be happening.
But getting into that point, right, I'm going to give you something now, lads. Every top side, not just in the Premier League, in Europe, right, from PSG to Juventus to Bayern to Barca to Real, all these top teams, even Man City, they've all had their struggles this season. Nothing has went as well as what was anticipated. Nothing has went well as planned. And they've all had their struggles. And you look at the league tables in all these leagues, even Borussia Dortmund, it's not gone all that well. The only optimism I'm taking from this is 7 draws, obviously not good enough, and 2 defeats. Nowhere near nothing like last season. But this is not like last season. This is a season where I think less than 80 points wins you the league. And I also, to point out, as I said, Man City had their struggles. Arsenal were league title contenders at one stage, talked about. Chelsea, Spurs, now Leicester, now United, Man City. There's 10 points between 10th spot and 4th spot, and Aston Villa who are 10th of 2 games in hand. So yeah, it is concerning because it's nowhere near last season, but we're definitely not ruled out, not by a long shot, I don't think.
I mean, big up to Master Channing, says happy birthday, Alex. Big up to you, mate. Even though Liverpool ruined it, do you know what? I'm having a good time. I've got my beer, got a few crisps in a bowl. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So, I'm still having a good time. There's no way I'm letting that get me down. But Jay says, by the way, I like that. Daz is positive. You need that. I remember in the year Rodgers came close. We had 9 draws and 1 loss and came second in there. Let's talk about the lineup, lads, because I personally believe the 11 that played today are our 11 best fit footballers available. That's a fact, I think. However, they're not our best in their own position. So can Liverpool go away from this thinking positively that they've kept a clean sheet with Henderson and Fabinho at the back? Let's talk about the lineup then, lads. I mean, the only two surprises really, that Henderson starts at centre back and the Shaqs plays. Were you happy with his decisions from the get-go, Doyle?
Yes. I mean, I didn't like Henderson in the last game when he played centre back because he just seemed to drift off. But this one, he played well. He did. But he didn't have much to do either. That's the point. We played with the ball majority of the game, so I don't think they can go away thinking, yes, we done really well. Because the reality of it is, they conceded 2 really big chances at the end of the game that Alisson saved them with. Without Alisson, we would have lost 2-0, lad. So, simple as that, really. I don't think it was anything really to be proud of. I really don't. I think that game just showed what we're doing at the moment, and we don't know what that is. And it's because we're missing them 2 centre-backs, lad. Them 2 centre-backs.
It all starts. All the play, all the build-up, all the passing happens, in my opinion, through Van Dijk. And that sounds crazy for a centre-back to be so influential higher up the pitch. But when he pops it into the midfield and play those big balls over to Trent, we get him behind teams. And since he's not been around, no matter what anyone says about how we've done without him, mate, we miss him so much. Darren, were you happy with the lineup today?
I was surprised that Matip, after hearing he trained on Friday and yesterday, that he didn't start. A little bit surprised that Reece Williams and Nat Phillips are also being left out in the cold, because I'll go back to this, and I've said it a couple of times for anyone that's listening to me now and thinks I'm talking a load of bollocks, excuse the language. Nat Phillips started 2 games for us, away to Brighton, at home to West Ham, and he was man of the match. And I didn't think he put a foot wrong. He's been kind of left out in the cold now. Look, obviously, Jurgen sees these players all the time at training. We don't. We're only going by what we see them. We're not around them all the time. We don't know the attitude, the discipline, what they put in. But it is a little bit strange not to see Nat or Reece come in, and we're playing our 2 most influential midfielders in Fabinho and Henderson at centre-back. Because I believe if those 2 play midfield today, lads, we win it. And going back to Van Dijk, it's a great point, Alex. The dual aerial presence, we miss them as well. On set pieces, particularly. A lot of corners we're getting lately. A lot of corners we're doing nothing with them. We're doing nothing. But you miss Van Dijk there. You miss, like last season, he scored a goal against United. So, look, Van Dijk... he's world class. He's a Rolls Royce. Any team in the world football at the moment would miss Van Dijk, and obviously we're missing him. There's no doubt about it. As good as Fabinho's been stepping in for him, he's not a Van Dijk. He's not a centre half. But putting Fabinho in there is one thing, but we're losing that presence of a midfield, and same with Jordan Henderson. And I think those two are centre back today, as good as they were, we did miss them in midfield. And look, it is what it is, lads. It's just one of those games. We can come away positive, I suppose, that we kept a clean sheet. Positive that was a better performance, and we looked a lot better than we did in our last game against Southampton. So, but other than that, it's not a lot. But look, we're still in the race, lads, and it's game on, and it's only yours now that can keep this going, and let's start getting goals.
The only thing that will make me feel better, lads, is if City lose tonight. That's it. That's the only thing that will make me feel better, lads.
I don't think that's going to happen.
And not going to happen, is it?
And that's the point, lad.
Nah.
City, listen to what this is, lad. City haven't had the pressure of being at the top like we have, yeah. So that means they've been able to build this confidence quietly and slowly, lad. And that's what they've done. They've built up momentum behind the scenes, lad, where everyone's just thinking they're wrote off already. And they're not, lads. They're going to come back and be first in this league very, very soon, lad. And everyone will be like, what happened there? I bet you that's what's going to happen, lad. Unless they lose tonight. And I don't see
they can see a clear path now. Ever since really after the Palace game, since we've dipped in form, they've been brilliant. And they've seen a clear path to the top of the league now. And if they win
they are top of the league in my eyes. They're going to win them 2 games in hand. Simple as that, lad. They're top of the league. United are crap. Don't get me wrong. We're finishing. Like, in my mind, I think we've lost the league now, lads. I really do. I think mathematically, it's going to be very difficult for us to keep pushing and losing these points. And I think we're going to drop some more points throughout the season. So I just see City maybe dropping some points, but not as many as us, and not as many we already have. Does that make sense? So
let's talk about Shaqiri. I mean, we obviously bigged him up hugely, Doyle, before the game in Kop to Bottom on Friday, saying he's going to attack the Manx Part 2. It seemed to me that he kept finding himself in a position where it was easier to use his right foot, and he had to come in a lot on his left foot. It's almost like he should have been across on the other side.
Salah doesn't run at people. He just doesn't try to take people on anymore. He doesn't go for one-on-one.
I'm talking about Shaq.
I know you are. But Shaq seems to drift over to Salah, pass the ball to Salah when he's done something good, and Salah just seems to not want to do anything with it. I can't explain it. It's like Salah's lost a lot of confidence when it seems taking the man on. So I feel like Shaq played really, really, really well today. Like, I genuinely did. He found all them spaces. He was doing the passes. He was being creative. He was looking for the front three. I just think the front three let everybody down today. I really do. They just weren't good enough.
Let's talk about the front three with the Kop kids in the building. Man like Welford and kid like Welford, kid like Theo. How are we, the boys? The Kop kids, how are we?
Good, yeah, good.
Dullards. Right, another draw today, lads. That's the 7th one. Welford, talk to me about any highlights of the game. Can you take positives from tonight?
Well, first 30 minutes were really, really good. I thought, here we go. This could be a bit of a battering here, and we deserve that. And for me, I think we deserved a goal. But I think for me, it was the massive thing about our game tonight was the final third. For me, Mane, not so much Mane, but Bobby and Mo were just a bit sluggish and a bit sloppy, just all in their whole play, to be fair. And I feel like we just missed that last bit of just like a bit of energy in that final third to put a goal past De Gea. But I think really Thiago and Shaqiri, the two newest improvements into the team that are starting regular games now, they were very, very good and had a great game. But you've got to be beating United at home, and as I said earlier on and here a couple of months ago, we've got to win is basically all our games at home, in my opinion, if you want to challenge for the league. But yeah, a bit of a disappointing result tonight. I think United weren't that good tonight as well, and I don't think they're that good anyway. I don't know how people are thinking these can win the league when, for me, I just seen an average United team like we have for the past 3-4 years.
Yeah, average tonight for them. No real ambition from United. Theo, talk to us about Firmino, because although we didn't have what I would call clear-cut chances, there were a couple of moments where Firmino should have either laid it off to Robertson. I mean, he had a weak shot with his left foot. He should have got on the end of that Robertson cross. Did you just want a bit more impetus from him tonight, a bit quicker on the ball?
Yeah. He gave against Palace, and then in the next few games after that, we started to see glimpses of the old Bobby, where he used to be quick and skillful. But then, now he seems to be more, especially today, he seems to be more slow. But I don't think I can really blame it on him. I think they just weren't really. The last 4 games or so, they haven't been as clinical, they haven't been as relentless as they have been these last 2 seasons. And yeah, we could have. The first half we battered United, and then obviously at the end of the first half, I thought it was odd when the ball went over to Mane and he blew the whistle, because that was a good chance.
Yeah, what did we think about that? Let's get on to that, because I mean, that 5 seconds there to go, genuinely, and it sounds like, you know, big ifs and maybes. It seemed to me like Mane was through on goal. And that pass from Shaqiri on his right foot.
Lads, I don't even want to talk about it. Talking about it.
Darren, he's blown the whistle a clear 5 seconds before the end. Have we not got a right there to maybe ask him why, or because we were in? What it looked like.
Yeah. Well, my understanding of it is, and from the experience of playing and watching football all my life, that it'll always go a couple of seconds over rather than under the time. So it's quite disheartening to see that Mane.
It has to be 1 minute at least.
There was 6 seconds to go in that half, and the ball's clearly played out to Mane. Mane, he's probably going to put it away. Another magic Mane goal. Oh, Mane did it. We'll be all singing and delighted. But look, it wasn't to be, lads. I was dying to come on here today and be singing a few of the Kop tunes tonight, and probably take out the guitar and give something tonight. But it's not to be, you know what I mean? Look, all jokes aside, lads, it was very disheartening. Again, another poor decision gone against us. We've had injuries, we've had bad decisions going against us, and I didn't think the decision there today I thought that was very poor. You know, we were well on top of them first half. It's just a pity. I just think, as what Welford was saying there, the first 30 minutes, we were all over and we were dominant. Not getting a goal then really didn't do us any favours. And second half, first, I think 10 to 15 minutes as well, we were quite good and we had a bit of intensity and energy. But look, the longer the game went on, the more United were going to get into it. And then they brought on Greenwood, and that showed they were going to go for it, because I didn't think that was going to happen. They were willing to sit back, I think, and be happy with a draw. You know, they'd be looking at it, leaving Anfield, leaving Liverpool still on top. But But they're pretenders, though. You know, they're pretenders. They're not going to be there long.
The whole setup tonight was annoying, lad. Even the commentators were just Man U supporters, lad. I was sick of listening to them. I can't be bothered with this. The whole setup, even a few decisions. Harry Maguire, lad. He's like 6 foot something, lad, and he throws himself on the floor. Like,
that was embarrassing. When he backs his backside into Salah.
And then you see people like Harry Kane who do stuff like that and get pens. I don't understand. Like, even like the thing that really annoys me, right, is Salah gets manhandled every single game. You see
breaking up a bit there, Doyle.
Yes. It's like talking to Doyle in 2019.
I'm not too sure. He looks like he's hugging himself.
Yeah. He does actually. Yeah, a clock book.
There you go. Clock book for himself. Love that.
It's one for everyone in the audience.
What we're going to do is just get rid of Doyle there for a second. Let his internet playing up. And when he comes back, he can jump into the next topic, which I wanted to discuss now, lads. I wanted to name you some players, and I want you to tell me what they need to do to get back to their top, right? So I'm going to chuck in both the wing backs. He's still going off on one. We're going to chuck in both the wing backs. I'm going to chuck in Henderson since that Palace game anyway. I'm also going to chuck in the front 3 lads. They're, to me, a list of 6 players there that just haven't really been themselves in the last 3 or 4. Is it fair to say that those players are not performing right now?
Yeah.
Welford.
Yeah, definitely, especially Mane. I mean, Salah and Bobby. But I think for me, Trent and Robertson were very good today. They've been poor the past couple of weeks, couple of games, especially not Robertson as much, but Trent has been very, very poor in my opinion. I think since City, when he got the injury and he's out for like 4 weeks, ever since he came back, I've never seen Trent have a good game. But I feel like today, Trent and Robert were very, very good, switching to each other, good defensively, good going forward, putting loads of pressure. And I think it's a bit with Trent, maybe his final ball in the final third, which was lacking all through today. But I feel like for me, Trent was very, very good today, I thought. For me, in my opinion, I thought Trent was good, but Salah and Firmino could do like a goal or two, like a Burnley on Thursday, just win like 5-0, both of them get 2 goals, and hopefully we'll be fine. But it's a lot to ask for, especially when Burnley nearly got a result against United the other day. But yeah, I can totally understand with the list you said that they all do need a bit of a kick up the backside to get going again.
Yeah, Dor, you were just out there, but I listed 6 players that I think really need to improve. Starting on Thursday, at Burnley. We really need to win that game. And the players were Trent, Robertson, Henderson, and the 3 lads up front. No goals for them in 3 games. Is it fair to call out those 6 players and say they really need to perform in the next game now?
I think the only one that I'd feel bad about is Mane, because you can see that he's the one that's trying to beat people one-on-one. He's trying to score goals. He's trying to do something. Salah's been off it. I don't know what's the matter with him. Bobby's been off it. He's been on and off all season. And the other lads are the same. It's just, I don't understand what's going on with them. I don't think it's complacency. I just feel like there's a lack of cohesion. And again, I'm just going to keep bringing it back to the centre-backs, lad. Everything just seems discombobulated, lad. It doesn't seem the way it's supposed to be, like the seamless football that we play. When we get to that final third, we just don't do anything, lad. We just do nothing. It's crazy. I've never seen us like this in the last few years. I've just never seen these 3 players like this. So it's worrying for me. And all I can think is I want Diogo Jota back, but I don't know if that's going to be too late.
Yeah, Jota to come back. It seems like we should have Matip available for that game against Burnley on Thursday. Potentially, Jota might be back as well. I think Doyle was.
I think he's traumatised after
He's traumatised, yeah. He's lost for words.
I think he's overwhelmed by it.
I'll be able to see if his connection picks back up again. But a huge game now on Thursday, lads. I mean, I hate these midweek games. It means that we're playing Burnley on Thursday night and then United away again in the FA Cup on Sunday. I mean, this game now on Thursday, Theo, at Burnley, who are in decent little, well, they're not in a decent run of form, but they're always hard to play against. But this game, without question now, has to be a resounding win, I think, for Liverpool.
Yeah, we need to win. We need to score first of all, because we haven't scored in 3 games now, and we just haven't been clinical, and we need to just go there. In my eyes, I know it's a lot to ask for, but try and put a few goals past them just to show and send the message that we're still in this, and we still can win the league, and we still can. We're still no easy opponent.
Yeah, Darren, looking ahead to Thursday, after the performances really in the last 4 games, you just can't afford to even drop points on this one. Away at Burnley, it's going to be a tough one, but we have to win that game if we're going to stay in the race at the top now.
It's at home to Burnley. You probably meant to say home. Then it's away to Spurs, then the fall. Look, it's obviously a huge game, but it's a game that will come back. Look, lads, our confidence is not at the utmost at the moment. As I said, the 3 front lads have been doing it the last couple of seasons. We couldn't have asked for any more of them. Mo was being majestic. He's being momentous. He's being marvellous. He's being magic. He's being Mo. And look, they're going to have this run of form, lads. They're going to have a little dip. As I said, every top European side in all the leagues across Europe have had that little blip, have had their struggles this season. Hopefully this is one for us. Thursday night, we get a win. We enter Friday. It's Friday. It's happy. It's celebrations. FA Cup away to the Manx the weekend. We are Liverpool. Tra-la-la-la-la. We're the best football team in the land. That'll be our anthem going to the weekend. I've no doubt about it, lads. We turn it on against Burnley. We get the win. I'm going for 3 goals, 3 points, 0 goals conceded, and 3-0 win over Burnley. Definitely. We'll be back to our best, lads. Today was big signs. It was big improvement since our last game. I've no question about it. We'll be back to our best against Burnley. We're closer to our best and won the front 3 scores. And that's the confidence we need then, and that momentum just going forward. We've Thiago in there. We'll have Jota back soon. It'll be okay, lads. All's well, end well.
Yeah, huge night on Thursday now, Doyle. I mean, we're going to want to see some kind of early goal, are we not, against Burnley, just to make sure that we can see out the game, because realistically, we haven't scored now 4-3 games. I think the floodgates could open if we score early against Burnley. I've also got Lawrence Road Looney on the channel very shortly. I think he's just putting his Liverpool shirt on. I can see there in the background. Oh, he's got a Crown Paints Classic on. This will be a good one. But that game on Thursday, huge now, and we have to start well.
My signal's gone off again, lad.
Can you not hear me, Doyle?
Game on Thursday?
Yes.
The game on Thursday. Yeah, we have to start well, lad. But again, I'm just worried about us. We need to score goals. It's as simple as that. So we start scoring goals. I don't even know what to say about us anymore. not scoring goals. So yeah, we need to start well. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we need to see.
Right, let's welcome in then Lucas for his.
What's happening?
How are we? You well,
You
fella?
know what, man? Happy birthday to yourself, but that was fucking woeful, lad. That was woeful.
Thank you.
You know what? I don't know how you've got a smile on your face, lad. That was what? Your lungs were popping off. You know what I mean? But honestly, lad, that front three needs to earn the plate. I'm not happy at all with them. Front three, when Jota comes back, there needs to be a bit of circulation. I think the midfield was sound. I think the defence was a bit. I was happy with what we have, if you know what I mean. That was the best we could have done. I don't feel like Nat Phillips was ready for that. I don't think at all.
Really?
No, I don't think so. He's not fast enough. Hendo knows the game, you know what I mean? And he can move up, he can move around. I don't think Nat Phillips is good enough, to be honest, lad. I'm really happy with that team. I'm really happy with it, but the game I'm not happy with, if you know what I mean.
I mean, let's talk about it then. Us five on this stream now. I'm not too sure where Doyle's just gone, but who would have started Nat Phillips tonight? Raise your hand. 2 out of 5. I mean, if we want to play Henderson in midfield, which obviously is his best position.
In my eyes, I needed Shaq, lad. I needed Shaq to start. I needed him.
Say it again.
I needed Shaq to start. In my eyes, Shaq had to start that game. I would not have Hendo in that game, personally. I needed Hendo in the back. Because if Shaq doesn't start that game, I'm not seeing them balls get put through as well, if you know what I mean. Shaq seems to be more vigilant with the ball. He seems to know what to do with it, you know what I mean? I feel like Hendo's more pass the ball back, pass it to the middle, pass it back, get caught out, pass it. You know what I mean? Shaq's a bit more dangerous. You saw that in the game. He knows what to do. I love Shaq. For a year, I've been saying, where's Shaq? That's what I've been saying for a year. You know what I mean? So I'm quite happy, to be honest, lad, with the I'm happy with the team. Not happy with the game, but I'm happy with the team.
I mean, United will come away from that way more happy than we will have, Welford. I mean, from their perspective, they've set their plan out. They've not conceded. They've not really caused many issues, apart from that early free kick from Fernandes and then 2 chances in the second half, which we dealt with. But you'd be over the moon if you were United, even though a team top of the league, not kind of making any shots on target in the first half at least. I mean, would you not want more than that if you were them?
Yeah, definitely. I think the main thing, if you're a United fan, is just don't get there and get beat, because you're top of the league. If you get beat, it's a different story. Now you go fall down to second. And I think for me and Guy Neville, who I've started to dislike over the past week, I know he's very annoying tonight, but he made a very good point. If like United, they've got a good enough team, and you take it to us. You know, we've got a makeshift 2 centre halves to the back. We've been a bit rough, a bit patchy in the past couple of games. You would top of the league. You're gonna want to try and challenge for the league this year. You would take that game to us. But for me, I think United could have got a lot more if they were played a better tactic and played how they've been playing over the past couple of months. But I feel like for Liverpool, it's just no goals in so many games. It's just like, I think for me, it's so predictable when you see Salah on the right. Everyone knows what he's going to do. I could put my life on it, what he's going to do. He just looks, points at Trent. He could have a cut in on the left foot, which is easy to defend against, or he just give it straight back. We're just missing something. And like Jota, when he came on against West Ham, he got us the winner, scored against Brighton. He's a different class, and he can take a couple of players on and hit it with either foot. And it just, because not many people know who he is and not know what he's like and what type of player he is, he's so much harder to defend against, whereas Salah is a typical cut in with left foot, put it in, have a shot, put it in the box. Same with Mane. I just feel like for me, Sutton just needs to bit of spark, needs to happen up front to get a goal or two, and then but it's poor performance tonight, I thought.
Yeah, big game on Thursday, Lucas. We've all quickly spoke on it. I mean, what kind of team do you want to see for that? Is it a game where you maybe do bring in a Nat Phillips and then push Hendo back into the field?
Listen, lad, I think teams are onto the park the bus. It works every time against us. As soon as we see them park the bus, the team panics, and I've seen that for the last 3 or 4 games. Because the bad teams that know they can't attack us while we're attacking them, because it's not going to work. But they know if they sit back, we're going to pass the ball around and pass the ball to the other side, do it over there. As long as they've got 11 man back, we're never going to finish, because we're out of fun. You know what I mean? So as long as they stay back, the sound, we've seen that the last 3 or 4 games. And I don't know whether you agree or what, but I think as long as teams park the bus, I think that's why we beat the bigger teams. The bigger teams don't park the bus like that. You know, the bigger, you know, the Man City, they're not like that. They want to attack. You know, they do the counter attack and, you know, from the corners and the free kicks and things. But the reason we're struggling with these lower class teams, if you want, it's because they parked the bus. Look what happened there. They nearly won from the counter attack. How many times? I'm sick of seeing that, because if you park the bus, in my eyes, we should be good enough with our front three, our attacking midfield, the full-backs. They should be able to get a goal. I'm watching it, screaming fucking the head off, thinking, why haven't we got a goal? You know what I mean? And then they nearly score. It's woeful.
Lucas got a great point there, Doyle. I mean, how many times did I look at the TV screen tonight and you just saw 11 men behind the ball? I mean,
that's what teams do against us, lads.
We know
I've said that for ages. I've said why we've supposed to got the best front three in the whole league. You wouldn't think that, being a neutral from a different league coming over and looking at us. You'd think we've got a terrible attack. You'd think our front three are worth about $1 million each. You know, when the team park the bus.
This is what it comes down to, lad, is that we can't overload the way we used to. We can't get Sense and Robbo in there as much as we used to, because we don't have them centre-backs. When we don't have them centre-backs, you don't have the structure or the trust at the back to be able to take the risks, lad. And so we've got Salah, Mane, and Firmino, who are all isolated in their own ways. Salah doesn't want to do one-on-ones, lad. He just doesn't want to take a man on, lad. Mane's trying to take a man on, he's probably getting frustrated. And then Bobby's trying to do through balls that Mane and Salah just aren't making the runs for anymore. It's mad. It's like the cohesion's gone. It's because they don't have the backup, lad. It's just the structure of the team is being compromised, and we can't play the football that we used to. Simple as that. That's what I see it,
lad. This is why yesterday I said to James, yourself, Doyle, I don't know whether you remember me, I commented the other day, and I said, we need Shaq. He's the only one who does them little, you know, the little ticky-tack football, tries to get in behind. Today, you know what, lad? Being out of form and not getting the fucking games, he's playing brilliant, and I've said this. I wouldn't have taken him off. I know I'm not the manager, fair enough. I would not have taken him off. He was the only one. And he got the yellow. But that was because he was in the game. He knew what he was, you know what I mean? Other players aren't like that. That's why we need him to play. He's a Swiss legend, lad. You know what I mean? He's a good player. He's not getting the game.
No one here is disagreeing with that. But Darren, that's for you. I mean, it's the type of game that, yes, Shaqiri, did start and he played quite well. When we get someone like Jota back, does he now go straight into the team, or does he have to work his way back through? Because as we could see earlier on in the season, when we did drop Firmino, Jota was burying those chances.
It's a good question, Alex, because when Jota was scoring goals, particularly number one game, he came through a midweek game at Atlanta, scored a hat-trick, could have been 5 or 6. He was scintillating that night. And then we went to Man City on the Sunday and we played the whole for them. So the front three and Jota started. I think he'll be eased in. I don't think Jurgen Klopp is ever going to just throw a player in, even at desperate time calls desperate measures. I think he'll be implemented in slowly, be given enough preparation, enough training, what have you, to get into the team. So, look, him coming back is certainly going to be a big boost to the front three, because not only have you got another great goal scorer and creativity come added, enhancing into the team, you also have a player that's going to be there to take their positions and want to get a starting place. So that's something that we need, lads. Look, I'm not going to get sucked into the front three are not in form. How many years have they done it for? Game after game, week after week. The bar is set so high at the moment amongst our own fan base and everybody else that we're so good. This is the best Liverpool team of my era. You know what I mean? I'm here 3 decades. And it's been so good for us the last few years that we've been spoiled, and that we're looking for small things to point out. Have we had a bad start to the season? I wouldn't say bad, because you look at the league position, the league table doesn't lie. But we can turn it around like that, lads. 1 game, 1 win, which I think will happen against Burnley on Thursday night. And look, the front three, lads, we've been over-reliant on them. How many times have we talked about not having backup, not having like-for-like players? That was a big drop-off with Origi, with Minamino, with Shaqiri. So the problem for us at the moment is that when you take one of them front three out, we don't have a like-for-like, that world-class player with that attribute to go in there. Jota, we know, can do that, but we haven't seen enough of him so far, because obviously he's been injured, and when we need him most now, when we're up against the struggles, when it's backed against the wall, he's not there because he's injured. But when he comes back, lads, you know, things will improve. We'll get more to see Thiago. Thiago's only going to get fitter, sharper, be more consistent. We get Henderson back in the middle. We get Matip back. He'll pull all the strings. He's very influential there. So I've no problems at the moment, lads. I just obviously disappointed like us all with the result and with 7 draws and 2 defeats. But no one's flourishing at the moment. Maybe Man City after they win tonight, but I'm not too concerned about them either, to be honest.
Right,
I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go into why. That's for another day. But I could be talking for the end of the day, you know.
Save that. Listen, lads, hugely uneventful today. Super disinteresting, really, from an attacking point of view. But we will all get into now the player ratings. So I'll come to all of you, and you'll give me your own number, and then we'll kind of agree on one at the end. So Alisson today, man of the match for us, lads.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't say man of the match, but I'd say definitely like second man of the match, second place, because them 2 saves are just.
Thiago and Alisson weren't it, lad? They had the moment.
And Fabinho was very good.
Right,
That Rashford chance.
One at a time, right? All right.
Sorry.
Right, Alisson, a number. What are we giving?
8.5. 8.5. 8.5.
Yeah, we'll go with 8 then. Trent, I know Welford was bigging up
7.
Trent tonight, but
7.5. 7.
Nah, that's a bit high for me. That's 7.
I'd say 6. I think 7's too
Well,
high.
you know what?
It's his best game he's had in a while.
Yeah, see, I agree. I said that.
Well, you say that, but it's like, as you said, Darren, when the bar gets set a certain standard, your head goes. But in my eyes, he's not been the same for I don't know how long. He's like the front three. His head seems a bit all over the place, lads. I don't know why.
yeah.
But I don't think he did anything wrong today. I think
playing brilliant. I thought Robbo was fucking brilliant. I thought he was up and down, and he can defend as well. Arnold, he had a good few defensive bits, but he doesn't seem fast enough getting back down. He can sit at the top next to the goal trying to get a goal and doing this and that. He can't get back fast enough, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it depends.
I think it's probably fair for Trent, 6.5. Let's get into the centre-backs then. Hendo and Fabinho didn't have much to do, but they cleaned up where they needed to. 7 for each.
Fabinho, I say 7.5. He was very good.
I think Fabinho was at least an 8.
Yeah, 7.5.
Today,
that defense with him.
5-0 down. That's a fucking first half.
7 points for Fabinho. Doyle?
7.5.
7.5. Let's get on to Robertson. Topper says already he gets a 7. I mean,
yeah.
I actually felt Robertson, if there's one thing that I would ask him to focus on a little bit more, it's his shooting. Because he does get into positions where the ball trickles right across that left-hand side. And he can, as we've seen down the years, lads, with Risa, all he needed was a quick sight on goal. It's in the bottom corner. With Robertson, more of an assister than a scorer. If I was
totally agree.
Of advice,
He just slashes at it, that's why, lad. He doesn't have no finishing powers.
I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7. Yeah.
Right, on to the midfield then. We had Ginny starting in there.
7.5, I think he was 7.5, yeah. He was good, very good. Battle with Pogba early on in the first half was very good. Yeah. And he did everything right, very strong on the ball. And with Thiago, I think he worked very well. Obviously, looks like he's going to be going soon, which is obviously sad to see. But I think for me, he was very good. And he always
That's what I'm saying. Sign the deal. Sign the deal.
He's gone in. He's gone now. Too late for this.
Yeah.
Well,
what did Doyle say? Give him the dough.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
He's getting off it,
yeah, he's gone. Too late now.
Well, came off towards the end. He gets a 7, 7.5. Thiago tonight, I mean, listen,
8.5.
I want to give him an 8.5. Do you know what? The most impressive thing for me, lads, and you'll have seen this as well, he takes the ball so close to the other midfielder who's facing up. You're always confident he's just going to drop the shoulder and be around him. It's unbelievable. His quick feet, unbelievable. Yeah. Great strike as well. Almost got it past the gate. A bit of a camera save, but definitely an 8.5 tonight, lads.
Yeah. Unbelievable. As soon as I saw him, I knew this was love. Thiago.
Just bring on your. If you got a guitar, ukulele kind of thing, or.
Got a guitar there.
Well, send it on to Darren, and he'll get the songs going because we could do some music. I mean,
we could, lads. We could.
Stadium. It's been so long since we've been in the stadium, bro. I need to hear some. Songs again.
But if one player deserves an anthem to be sang, and we're having the banter about, lads, it's definitely Thiago. I mean, what a world-class player we have. And we've seen probably not even half of what he can do. You know, it's not easy for him. New country, new league, injury. He had COVID, you know, moving the family there. All these things that go on behind the scenes we don't think of. But he's only going to get better. He gets more match fit, more sharp, gets more confident. Them no-looks. Bobby will get one. He'll do a no-look. A double no-look and a goal. You can only get it in Liverpool, lads.
3.5 for him. Who else was in midfield tonight? You had the Shaq in there.
Shaq is back.
No more than a 6.75. Very precise, but no.
7.5.
Yeah.
7.5.
7.5.
Only up for me,
7.
lad. He's only just been implemented. I can see him being a top world-class player. That's all I'm saying.
No, listen, he's got it there. He just needs the game. I'm going to give it a 7 tonight. I'll touch him a 7. Right, the 3 up front. I mean, David already here says, don't ask me to rate the front 3. Yeah. We'll start off with Mane.
6.5.
I'd actually give them all a 6. I don't think that.
Yeah, 6.
Not memorable.
6.
Nah, I'd give Mane a 6 and the other 2 5.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I had to look at
Mane 6.5 and give the rest of them 6.
Halfway through the game, I had to look at Bobby's feet. It's like he had a pair of flip-flops on in front of goals. He just hadn't got his shooting boots on at all tonight. And it was so disappointing because he got himself into good positions. I mean, we just needed a Jota there today. Might have been a game changer, but I honestly thought he was wearing flip-flops tonight.
It almost seems, and I know snatching at it isn't really the best to do, and it's it's a lack of technique. There were times tonight where we needed to snatch at it a little bit more. Do you remember that one opportunity? Firmino dummies it, holds on the edge, and he squirms a little ball through to Salah. Why is he not hitting that first time? Why is he having a touch in the 6-yard box? Hit it, toe punt it, do whatever you need to do to get your foot in head of the defenders and just make him work. Make De Gea work. Toe out at it. He was taking too many.
Oh, he was a bit critical of that in the first half.
Too much, son.
Yeah, even Thiago in the first half had the ball, and I thought he was going to go up a goal, and he played it inside. And then when he did go up a goal, we seen the great shot he made to Gea work. So we were a little bit trying to walk the ball into the box tonight. I thought we probably should take more shots on goal. Of late, we haven't done a lot of that, but the goals will come, lads. The points will come.
You say that, lad, but I saw a few bit of ball-logging actions going on as well, where they could have passed it off to either Mane, Shaq, whatever.
Yeah.
And was it Robbo who was in space, and even he went like that to say, well, you know what I mean? You'd have a shot, and you should know. It should be statistics. I'm a better giving it to him and he having a goal. Or am I giving it a goal? If it's a 10% chance of scoring, pass it off, lad. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. I think maybe because Robertson had swiped at that shot maybe 2 minutes before, I think that worked against him because Bobby's just thought, I could give it to you, but you just wasted a good chance. I mean, the shot from Firmino was awful. It was a waste of a...
Yeah, it was a waste of time, lad.
Should have played it across the box and given it to Robbo. Talk about the subs that came.
Didn't have a chance.
Origi, a little bit lively towards the end on that right-hand side when he was up against Maguire, did well. I mean, he didn't do too much to overall impact balance of the game, but we'll give him a 5, I guess. Milner came on to shore things up. You can't give him more than a 5 there. And it just seemed like today, lads, we had it all there to regain the top spot, to show United, to humble them, to really give everyone else in the league the message that, hey, we might have our best 2 centre-backs out, but we're still out here beating United, who are top of the table at home. And we didn't take that chance today. We just didn't, lads. 7 draws now. And I hate to be pessimistic, but we haven't scored a goal in 3 games. That is not title-winning form. And until we absolutely get this turned round in the next 3 games, which are very tough, Burnley, Tottenham, West Ham, chucking United FA Cup in front of that, I'm going to ask you all this before we go. Start with Darren, Theo, then Doyle, then Lucas, then Welford. This next month, Darren, how many points are we going to take? Because is this now, January to February, is this the make or break few weeks of this season now?
I would like to think it is, but the way this year has been, lads, and the way this season has gone so far, I don't have the answers for you. I really don't. It's just such a strange season. I know Doyle's hoping City lose tonight, and that'd be a miracle if Palace were to draw or beat them, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's just, lads, without keeping you too long and going in to too much about it, it's just an unbelievable season so far. It says there's 10 points from 10th spot, which is Villa to 4th spot, right? I think there's 11 now, and Villa have 2 games in hand. when have we ever seen that halfway through a Premier League era? I don't ever recall that. I would like to think we'll take 9 points, Alex. I think once we get a win, once we start scoring goals, once we flourish again, you know, that swagger's back, that Liverpool way, that allay, you know, we'll be okay. But let's wait and see what happens. I go for 9 points, you know, and I don't want to be too positive and too playing our chances up either. I want to be more realistic about it. But we've already beaten Spurs. We know we can beat Burnley at home. West Ham away will be tough, but, you know, normally against David Moyes we do well. Hopefully 9 points, and then if we got 9 points out of those lads, we could be on top. I mean, because all the other teams have had their struggles. They're not all flourishing and doing that great either, apart from City. But obviously that depended on their result tonight. But anyone else apart from City at the moment, I don't see finishing ahead of us. I'm going to be honest with you, lads. And I have a load of reasons why, but I'm not going to keep us here all night and listening to me knowledgeable Dublin accent. I'm just going to let us all walk it out. But I think we will. I hope so. And I'm not bothered about the cup game next week, if I'm being honest. I think we'll make changes. It'd be great to go to Old Trafford and beat United and just set them back in their box. But I'm not too bothered. I'm more worried about the game coming up Thursday against Burnley, and won the front three, scored. And as I predicted, 3 goals, 3 points, clean sheet.
Love that. Theo, the next, David there saying Darren the Eternal Optimist. Theo, how many points do you take out the next 9?
Yeah, I'd like to say 9 as well. I think, like Darren said, if we can get 1 win, we should be able to just hopefully keep that going. But yeah, I think it is make or break at the minute, because we've got City, who, for me, I think we may as well, given City 2 games, and I think we may as well consider City to be top of the league, and you know, it's going to be hard to stop them, because they're on good form, but that could change, and I think we just need to focus on us winning games and not dropping points.
Both 9 answers there. Doyle, the next game is obviously Burnley on Thursday. Then we've got West Ham, Tottenham. We have to get 9 points, don't we? This is really a make or break kind of few weeks now.
I see he's getting like 4 points, lad. 4. Beating Burnley, drawing against Spurs, and drawing against
That's 5.
West Ham away. That's the way I see it going, lad. Genuine. 5. I can't count either, lad.
I thought you were going to beat by West Ham then. I was like,
yeah,
I know you're disappointed though. I was like,
5 points, 5 points, lad.
5 points up.
Lad.
I mean,
back to school, naked.
Doyle, if we get 5 points out of the next 9, are we out the title race?
wait, who's United got and like City got in the next 3 games? Our tough today.
United have Arsenal coming up
lad,
as well.
The way I'm seeing this now, whoever's going to win this season, it's going to go down to goals, lad. Who can score the most goals? And who are the best at scoring the goals in this season, in this league? City are the best at it, lad. They've always been. Even when they lose games, weirdly, lad, they still come back and beat someone 4-0, 5-0, whatever. That's what City have always done. The reason why that I'm so pessimistic now is the one thing that we had over them was we could grind every result out, lad. We could do that. We could win 1-0, 2-1 and find them late results. Now we don't, lad. Now we just don't. So what's our edge? We haven't got our edge anymore, lad. And they've got theirs still. So
5.
You know that Aston Villa game where we come back 2-1, the man ahead of the that was us. That was us. We could lose a game, we would lose 1-0 and bring it back to 2-1. This season, if we're 1-0 down, I'm thinking, fucking turn the telly off. It's over. Give it a rest. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's no thingy. There's no passion. I don't know whether that's the fans or the board, the playing for us or what. But you can't just win one thing and say, that's it. I'm all right now. Let's go on. 1 cup of tea. You know what I mean? I want the FA Cup. I want I want every cup. I want the Community Shields. I want everything. Right, so I'm not happy with us being so laid back and we've won something now. So let's just relax. What's the point in even playing? You may as well not play. You know what I mean? I want to win everything.
How many points then in the next 3 games, Lucas, for you?
I can see it being the Burnley game's going to be a proper rough game because you know what? They're not like a top 6 team, but they're one of them teams that'll just grind and they've got nothing to lose. Like they just grind it. I can see that being a draw. West Ham as well. That'll be an hard one. I think we'll beat Tottenham, which is funny. I think we'll beat Tottenham, and I think it'll be a proper grand draw. Obviously, I want us to win. You know what I mean? But being realistic, it's not looking good.
Yeah, 5 points there from Lucas as well. Welford, how many points so far? 9, 9, 5, 5.
I honestly don't have a clue. I just feel like every team now knows how to keep us angry and keep us settled. They just put every single man behind the ball. It's worked over the past couple of weeks. I just feel like for me, I just don't know how we're going to score goals against Burnley. But there's like two sides. You can see us just battering Burnley or just about maybe getting a 2-1 win or something. It's going to be tough. And Burnley are proper English side that are traditional 4-4-2 and know how to defend against the big teams. But I feel like for me, we will get the win. And then I think for me, it lies on Tottenham. If you get a point, that's fine. If you get a win, and then that just still, again, shouts out a massive message to everyone else in the league to beat Spurs, who have so-called title contenders. But Spurs is a massive one. But I feel like for me, Spurs just are very like, it depends what they're like on the day, but a lot of teams have gone there and struggled big time, like City have been beat, United have been beat, Arsenal have been beat. So it's a tough way to go. But I reckon West Ham and Burnley, if we don't beat West Ham and Burnley, then that is not looking good at all. We have to beat them too. But Tottenham, a draw, I'd take, and a win would be even better. But Burnley and West Ham, if we don't win them games, it's going to be looking like a very, very tough end to the season, and we might have to focus on the Champions League.
Yeah, obviously it looks like towards the end of the month, Jota should come back, and then hopefully towards the end of next month, who knows, we could even see the big man Virgil van Dijk coming back into the fold. But lads, hugely uneventful today. Listen, we didn't lose, so it's not the end of the world, but to not beat Manchester United at home, to not have any clear-cut chances, for me, it's poor. Brilliant shout out there to Lucas, who's come on. Definitely be sending you the link again to come on, brother. If you're up for it.
Yes, man, I enjoyed it, lad.
Thank you very much, man. We've got Darren there as well. He'll be back as usual. And, of course, the Kop kids. And Doyle, a.k.a. Doyle Lad, will be around as well. He's not really around right now. He's green back. Lads, not the best birthday for me. Like I said, so it could have been really bad. But David here doing a little nice there message saying, everyone wish Alex a happy birthday. So thank you very much. And yeah, I guess we'll try and do better on Thursday, lads. Eh?
Yes,
Yep.
All right, man. Listen,
Absolutely.
take care, lads.
See you later.
Take care. All the best, lads. Have a good evening. Cheers.
Bye.
Well, lad, thank you very much, Noah, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Much love to you. Couldn't do the business tonight. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. The 7th draw of the season. No goal in 3 games. We have to beat Burnley now.